Illustration 11. Mr. and Mrs. X have three children and two of them are not studying. Both Mr. and Mrs. X are working in a limiter and getting children educational allowances rupees 500 per month and hostel allowances rupees 1000 per month. Compute taxable children educational allowances and hostel allowance. Let us assume that both of them receiving equally. So, first first of all, let us calculate the children's allowances received by them. Here, children's allowances for per month is 500 each of them. If it is 500 per month, 6000 for per year. So two of them are receiving equally. 6000 received by Mr. X and Mrs. X also 6000 received by Mr. X or Mrs. X. And for the educational allowances, we have some exemptions to deduct from the actually received by them. Here, the whichever is least, that is actually received by them. First one is 6000. This is actually received by them. And the second one is 100 rupees per child, and maximum will be allowed for only two children. That is two 2400. So whichever is least will be deductible from the actually received. Here the whichever is least is 2400. So here 2400 will be deductible from 6000. If you subtract from 6000, we will get the 3600. This is taxable children's allowances for Mr. X, and the same way will be calculated for the Mrs. X also. Here 2400 will be deductible from Mrs. X allowances. That is for Mr. X 3600 will be taxable for children's allowances. Then second one, let us calculate hostel allowances. Here the hostel allowances received by each of them 100,000 per month. If it is for 1000 per month, 12,000 will be for year per year. Both of them received by equally 12,000 per year. For hostel allowances also have some exemption, that is whichever is the least of actually received by them and or 300 per child maximum allowed for two children. Here actually received by them is 12,000 per annum and 3 300 per child maximum allowed for two children for 12 months is 7200. Whichever is least will be tax deductible from the actually received by them. Here the 7200 is least of them, so 7200 will be deductible from 12,000. How was it arrived 7200? Nothing but 300 per child maximum allowed for two children and for 12 months, that is 7200. If you subtract from 12,000, you will get 4800. The 4800 and 3600 will be taxable allowances, that is 8400. 8400 will be taxable for Mr. X And the same way, Mrs. X also will be taxable for 8,400 before. Right, let me subtract the deduction for the hostel allowances. That is 7,200. If you subtract from 12,000, you will get 4,800. Then Mrs. X also will be taxable amount is 8,400 for Mr. Mrs. X also. Thank you.